What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing brakes on this Hyundai Santa Fe Sport 2015. And this is the same brakes, same model from 2013 to 18. These brakes on this thing are toast. I'll show you when we get this thing apart here. So what we have here is our table full of supplies. We have our brand new brake rotor. This is from Max Advanced Brakes. Great stuff. Check their website out. I'll put the link if you want in the description. Their prices are unreal and the quality is, you can't really beat it. So I got the brake pads, the rotor, and then I got some brake parts cleaner, got some rags, and then these are the basic tools that you're gonna need. I have my 18-volt Ridgid cordless tools. I have a 1/2 inch and 3/8, and then we have a 14 mil wrench, 17 mil wrench, a screwdriver, a spreader to spread the caliper, push the piston in. I got some brake lube slide, hammer, anti-seize, and a wire wheel. Let's get right to it. Okay, so step one, we're gonna get this wheel off. And we're gonna use a 21 mil with our Ridgid impact gun. The next step, I like to clock the wheels a little bit. Gives a little bit more access to the back. There we go. With the wheels turned, it gives you a little bit more access to get inside here. Gives you all kinds of room. So next thing, I like to grab a screwdriver, go in here, and I pry on the caliper, and this just sends a piston in just enough so you're able to take it all apart. It just loosens this. See this? Next, I'm going to remove our two 14 millimeter caliper bolts. Get those out of the way. We'll move this caliper. Now I'm going to crack our two caliper bolts. One here, one up top, 17 mil. Crack these loose with a bigger ratchet. Got that guy loose. This one up here, we're going to have to use a wrench. And before I get that off, I'm going to show you, look at these brake pads. So they are literally down to nothing. Look at this one here is worn on an angle. Look at, that's our lining. There's very little. So these are definitely due. This last bolt out. Take this caliper bracket off, we'll put that on the bench. We're going to go ahead and remove these two screws right here. And these are just Phillips. Now, most of the time, if this rotor hasn't been anti-seized on, you're gonna have to pound on this, give it a good wall up with a hammer just to kind of shake it loose. But last time I did a brake service, I put anti-seize inside the hub, so this thing is, I didn't even have to touch this with a hammer, and this is gonna come right off. Now we're gonna come in here, we're gonna clean this surface up here, clean up this surface here. I'll get a nice coating of anti-seize on there now that it's all cleaned up. You're welcome, whoever has to work on this next. This thing's gonna fall right apart. Not gonna have to pound this off with a hammer. A nice coating on there. Keep everything from seizing up. We're gonna grab our new rotor. And most of the time the brake rotors will come covered in like a packing oil. These ones don't, they come sealed so they don't rust, but there's no packing oil at all. But normally you would just wipe them down with brake clean. So you're gonna wanna line these holes up with those screws. So we're gonna go. Now you're gonna put a little bit of anti-seize on those two screws because when they get seized, they're almost impossible to get out. And now we're on to the caliper bracket. So So here we have our caliper bracket. And then we're going to want to pop these off. We're going to want to make sure that we have all new hardware first. We're going to open our fancy box up here. And this kit comes with all your hardware. Everything brand new, which is nice. Some kits don't. Okay, so we're going to pop these off, grab a screwdriver. Keep them on the same side so you don't get them mixed up when you're matching them up. Get in here, pop this guy off here. So now I'm going to clean inside here because these get all rusty and that's where those have to sit. So I'm going to go with my wire wheel, clean these up a little bit. Okay, so we got our hardware all matched up, looking good. Okay, now you put these in here like this. Give them a little snap. And once I get all those on, I like to pull these out, these slides. Make sure they slide. I like to pull them out, grab a rag. Clean all the old stuff off. Inspect and make sure they're not all rusty and corroded. Grab some new brake slide. Put a decent amount on there. Push it into the rubber seals. Do the same to this one here. And you don't want to use anti-seize on these, because if you use anti-seize on these, anti-seize is an abrasive and it will wear these pins right out. This is a high heat brake silicone. That moves nice and freely. Grab a little bit of brake slide here. I'm going to put some on the bottom, inside here on the top, on all four of these brake slides where the brake pad's going to ride. And again, this is just high heat brake silicone. You can get this at any parts store. This just keeps everything from moving around so it doesn't seize up. You put a decent amount. You don't want to go crazy because then it's just going to end up on your brakes. We're going to go mount this to the car. Now that we got that new rotor on there, everything's mounted nice and tight, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our caliper bracket on. And you're going to want to make sure these are nice and tight because you don't want this falling off. So now we're going to put our brake pads in. So you're going to have two different brake pads. You're going to have one that's got this thing, which is the squealer, and this one is not. So this here, you'll see this one here has two pins. This goes on the outside. This one with the flat plate is where the piston pushes against. So you can see the difference there. Okay, those are both in. Now we're ready to release the piston. So we've already pushed this piston in a little bit anyways, a small amount with the screwdriver when we're backing this off. So next we're going to grab our brake tool here. This is a ratcheting brake tool. You can use a C-clamp as well. Just put a C-clamp in here with the old brake pad and just push this piston in all the way. Here all the way, and we'll back our tool off. Get this thing out of there, and I like to put a little bit of easy slide right on the piston face, just right here where it meets the brake pad, just so it can't corrode, can't build up any rust. So you have a nice clean lubricated surface. Return springs, and there's two little holes on the pads here, so you got to put these like this, and they're kind of tricky sometimes because they want to come apart, they want to pull the brakes apart, so you got to put these on, and you got to put your caliper started, or else we got a big mess. So the caliper started. Okay, we got our springs in place, and just like that, that's your return spring for your brakes. Now it's very important when you're putting the wheels back on is to double check and make sure that this is all clean, because this is aluminum and the brakes are steel and the hub is steel, so the dissimilar metals will corrode, so you want to make sure that this is all cleaned up. Put a nice little coating of anti-seize on here. Make it really nice for the next person has to work on it, or if you're taking it apart. And you don't have to worry about the wheels binding when you're putting them on. Everything's all cleaned up, no corrosion. We'll get this wheel on. Get these all started by hand, and then we'll run them out with the impact a little bit. And then when we get this on the ground, we'll torque them to 80 foot-pounds. We got the torque wrench set to 80 foot-pounds. And just like that, that's how you do front brakes on a 2013 to 2018 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport. The passenger and the driver's side are the exact same. So you just do the same job as this, but on the driver's side. The wheel's all torqued up. And now before you back this car up, you're gonna wanna pump the brakes up, because remember we pushed that piston in. We're gonna have to push it back out to set it. And you're gonna wanna do a break-in procedure on these brakes. So you're gonna take the car for a drive and do a couple decent brake applications. Not too crazy, you wanna do a couple heat cycles on them. And then the brakes will be broken in and you're good to go.